Hi and welcome back to Sunshine and Country. Just wanted to show you a few things around the garden that is looking really pretty this year. This is the first year our Cherokee rose has bloomed. There's a story behind the Cherokee rose, a legend, and I will read that to you later. But right now I just wanted to show you what it looked like. This is about a 2 going on 3-year-old plant. When we bought it, it was really small. I would say like about maybe 2 feet, 3 feet maybe. Not up to, probably not even up to that green at the very bottom there. And it is a climbing rose bush. And we got it from Georgia. And it is just so beautiful. We had it at our old house and I loved it. And I tried to bring it here, but it didn't quite make it, although it is a very hardy plant. I don't know what all zones it grows in. Most of your southern states it will grow fine, but I know we're in zone 7B and it's grown fine here without any protection other than, like, I like to protect all my plants the first year or two that I put them in the ground. When we have winter, I try to winterize my plants. But this one is done really good. And I trained it up over the, I think it was either the fall or something that I pruned it back and then took all the dead limbs off and took some extra limbs off, and there's some more pruning I still have to do, but and then I just trained it up using, you can use either twisters, which are free if you buy a lot of stuff, or you have stuff and it has twisters, save the twisters and you can use them for training things and tying things up, or you can spend money and buy these things here. I forget what they're called, but there's these rubber little tie things that you can cut. They come in a big, like, round kind of like tape thing of it, and you can just cut off at whatever length you need. I like those to some extent because like when you're using them on trees or something that might rub against, it's really nice, and you can reuse them and they last a long time. I find that actually this one's probably been out here for at least 6 months to a year, and you can see how well it's looking too. So they last a long time too, especially if you get the good kind of twisters and don't get the kind that have like the papery stuff on them. And so this is the other side of the trellis, and if you're interested in building a trellis like this is a movable trellis. It is not put in the ground, so you can move it anywhere. Of course you can't move the plant unless you dig it up, but the point being is that, like, if you move or something, you can take it with you. Or if the plant dies or you decide you want to move the whole thing somewhere else, you can. And that is really nice. So we built this years ago. I don't know how many years ago. I know my kids were still in school, in high school. And now they're in their 20s and my daughter's graduating college soon. And so it's lasted us quite, I would say, at least 10 years. So it does need to be painted, and this video is not really about the trellis, so if you're really interested in the trellis, we do have a video on our channel. You can check it out. It's a DIY my husband did, and he explains more of the detail of how to make it. So anyways, let's go in and look at some of the flowers. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white petals, and then it has anywhere from a light to a really golden color middle area here where the pollen and that is. See, like this one is a brighter one. I think this one's been bloomed for a while, so it kind of gets lighter. And the roses, like this one, you can see is starting, the roses, and that one's starting to open. The roses usually last for a while. So, and it is a climber, like I said, so, and it does, I don't know exactly how far. I'm gonna guess it's 20 feet, but I will come back and read you the details of it. And you will need to trim it back. It is pretty high maintenance if you want to keep it looking pristine and trimmed up. If you're wanting to grow it over like a big trellis that covers your back porch to give you shade, or a pergola, or something like that, this would work really great. The only downside is that it does have some really sticky thorns. They will stick you, so you have to be super careful when you're working with this plant because it will snag you in a New York minute. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you on the next video. Have a sunshiny day. So I told you I would tell you the story of the Cherokee Rose. The Cherokee Rose is basically a symbol of, this is how I interpret it, okay? Everyone might interpret it different, but I interpret it as it's a symbol of strength and encouragement for the Cherokee women to keep going and to protect their children, to help rebuild the Cherokee Nation. But the story goes that as they were headed on the Trail of Tears, the women were saddened, and their tears were mingled with dust. And along the way, a lot of people were dying, and the people's heart were heavy and saddened by all of this. And the elders knew that the survival of the children depended on the strength of the women. One evening around the campfire, the elder called upon a heavenly dweller and told him of the suffering of the Cherokee people. Yes, I have to read some of this. I don't know the whole story and I want to get it right. So anyways, they told him of the people's suffering, and they were afraid that the children would not survive to rebuild the Cherokee Nation. So the Spirit spoke to them and said, "To show you how much I care, I will give you a sign, and in the morning tell the women to look back along the trail where their tears have fallen, and I will cause a plant to grow with 7 leaves for 7 clans of the Cherokee. Amidst the plant will be a delicate white rose with 5 petals. In the center of the blossom will be a pile of gold to remind them of the greed and for the gold found in the Cherokee homeland. This plant will be sturdy, strong, with stickers, and it is, on all the stems. It will defy anything that tries to destroy it." The next morning, the elders told the women to look back down the trail, and the plant was growing fast and covering the trail where they had walked. As the women watched the blossoms form and slowly open, they forgot their sadness. Like the plant, the women began to feel strong and beautiful. As the plant protected the blossoms, they knew they would have the courage and determination to protect their children who would begin a new nation in the West. And that's the story. Now, as far as any details about the plant itself, it does have a scientific name, but I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's Rosa. There's several different names because there's different varieties, but the main variety is like Rosa Lavagadia or something like that. I don't know. And like I just call it the Cherokee Rose. And I do have Cherokee ancestry, but I'm not Cherokee. And the other thing is that it does grow from 6 to 20 feet tall, like I thought. And you do need to keep it trimmed up because it will take over. So, you might want to grow it in a pot, if you're worried about the ground or anything and want to move it around or something, or keep it more under control, kind of like mint. I don't think it grows quite that bad. I've had experience with it in the past, and mine never did like that. I mean, it grows tall and it real spread out, but if you keep it trimmed up, it's not a problem. And it's pretty hardy and resistant to pretty much all bugs and pretty much all diseases, except for, I think it can get black spot if it's not in the sun and it has water set on it for a long time. And anyways, yeah, it's very hardy, and it's a wonderful, I think it's a wonderful plant to have in your garden, just as long as you have a big space for it to grow. If you want to just let it grow freely, or if you want to keep it contained, you'll have to do more maintenance on it, and it'll be a more high maintenance rose bush. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the story of the Cherokee rose, and anyways, we'll see you on the next one.